Hello everyone, if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've seen me stream on Twitch or YouTube before, welcome back. And let's just jump right in. I'm going to be starting a new project. The project is called Life After Transition. There are lots of streams, videos, resources out there for people going through transgender and transitioning and all things of that nature. But there isn't a whole lot about, well, what if you achieve that? What is the end goal? What happens when you're done? You know, if you're like me, you've spent most of your life, feeling this way, concentrating on this, focusing on this, and then you get done, and what do you do? Well, we're going to be tackling that together and figuring it out as we go along. First off, I guess I've already said a little bit about me that, I've felt this way ever since I can remember. I guess, in the scheme of being trans, that it may seem very normal for people to feel that way since they're younger, at least from the stories that I've heard. I'm always happy to hear other stories, comments, questions, concerns, put them in the box, like, subscribe, review, all that fun stuff. And let's continue on. So it has been probably since 2009 that I officially came out of the closet. I mean, I'd been on hormones for a few years before that, but I hadn't 100% come out, I guess. So I was at a job, and I had a very understanding manager who was absolutely brilliant with psychology, and he was a very good human being. And I guess he kind of realized it, or saw through my disguise and helped pull the real me out. And it's something that I will always be grateful for, because I would absolutely hate to be stuck how I was. But that's a whole nother story, I suppose. So, like I said, it's been since about 2009. The last few years have really been, big changes, getting stuff finalized and done, all officially. It was harder when I started because I didn't have guides or a lot of the internet to do it. I just had a feeling that was how I felt, and I didn't know that anybody else on the entire planet felt this way. And with the introduction of the internet, I was able to get out and explore chat rooms on AOL and be able to find, what little information I could. These days, the information and the resources seem so plentiful. It's absolutely amazing to see, the evolution of our, I guess, not science, but the evolution of our spectrum, maybe is the right word. But it's how, it's come so far and evolved, and I hope that it continues to evolve. Today it's more of a, mainstream topic or a more widely known, well-versed topic than it was before, back in my day, with people like Laverne Cox and Caitlyn Jenner and all sorts of other fabulous people coming out. It just brings it to light more, I think. Now, in the next few days, I'm going to be finishing my journey, I suppose. I guess a lot of people consider the surgery to be the end of their journey. I mean, yes and no. It's the end of that chapter of a journey, but I don't think in any means that it is the end of a journey. So we're going to be talking about, what's coming up, how I'm feeling, what's going on. I've already been off hormones to get ready for this for about 2 weeks, and it is absolutely crazy. Just the effects that it can have on you. You've got, estrogen or progesterone. And you've got spironolactone, which helps with blocking testosterone. So 2 weeks before your surgery, you are supposed to cut off all hormones, estrogen, progesterone, whatever. You can keep your spironolactone as it is for now. After surgery, you won't need it because you aren't producing testosterone. At least this is what they tell me. So if it changes, we'll figure it out together. But 2 weeks beforehand, I cut everything. And it's really weird. You essentially have no hormones, or at least that's the way it feels like, because you don't have the estrogen and the progesterone that you're used to. But you also are still on your anti-testosterone, so you don't have any of that either. So your body is just kind of a neutral ground. At least that's what that feels like to me. And sometimes it can get a little, emotionally wavy, I suppose, where you've got more ups and downs. But I've only had one really rough day where I couldn't handle it and I had to leave and go home from work early to kind of deal with it. And it was, for me, it felt like the two sides of me were inside and they were absolutely at war, which is a weird thing to consider when you consider that I don't have any of those hormones, in my system. So for it to feel like I've got these two sides of me at war and having such effects on me, it's absolutely, insane to think about. But I survived, and I have no doubt that you can too. I mean, I've got friends, and that I could talk to, both at work, at home, out in the real world, away from the internet, I suppose. And it's interesting. It's good. And I guess in the next video, I'll be talking kind of how I feel coming into it, the changes in, the surgery and the surgery procedures and stuff, since, the whole COVID thing began, and we'll go from there. Anyway, I will talk to you later, and I hope this little introduction kind of gives you a brief idea of what I'm going to be doing. I'm still figuring it out as I go, but I wanted to share my journey with all of you, and if you've all got thoughts or questions, let me know.